Hey everybody, I'm Mama Baird and welcome back to my channel. Today I have a food bank haul for you. This is our local one that we get to go in and shop. They usually have 2 limits for a household of 6, which is in my case. If you're new here, I'm Carolina and I live in Montana. I do a lot of food bank hauls, pantry cooking, a little bit of homesteading on my channel. If that's the kind of content you like, I hope you would consider subscribing. It would be awesome to have you a part of our family. I also just started a Facebook group. If you're interested in joining that, I can link that below. So let's join and let's talk and let's become a community, guys. All right, so let's get into the haul and I'll show you what I got. I'm gonna start off with the breads this week. I was able to grab a multi-grain barbecue, well it says barbecue buns, hamburger buns. This was in the extra bin. They had a whole thing full of buns and hot dog buns. And then, you know, it's pumpkin spice season. Here's a pumpkin spice bread. That'll be pretty good. What are some ideas you guys would make with this? I gotta say I'm a typical girl when it comes to the pumpkin spice. And then here's some muffins. Then for my fruits and veggies, I was able to grab a couple of plums. That was my daughter's request. And they had some really nice bell peppers that the farmer's market donated because they didn't sell them all this weekend. So I was able to grab a couple of those. And then they had these, and I have no idea what this is. I feel like I'm pretty knowledgeable with fruits and veggies, but I have no idea. Maybe a rutabaga? I don't know, guys. What is it? Celery root? I don't know. Tell me. What is it? And then they also had a little thing of street tacos carb balance here, so that'll be nice. Got one of those. And then in the extras, they had this Old English spread. My mom used to get this. Same with like the pimento cheese spread. She would get this all the time and put it on crackers. And then they had this giant bag of Chipotle lime sauce. This is like something I would get when I worked at like Applebee's or Ruby Tuesdays. This is what our sauce bags came in. So I have no idea what I'm going to do with all of that. That'll be fun. For the dairy, I was able to get a gallon of 1%. And then they had this goat milk kefir. Kefir is supposed to be super good for you. It's like a probiotic that helps with your gut. So this will be interesting. I might just use this for smoothies or something. Does anybody else have any experience with kefir? And then there's 2 little yogurts and some romaine. Finally shredded romaine. Looks cool. They also had Parmesan cheese. I decided to go for this one. And then in the freezer section, they had some pie shells. So I grabbed a couple of those. Well, I just grabbed the one. It comes with 2 of them. For the sweet treat, they had this chocolate cake with sprinkles. Anything with sprinkles and pink, my kids are all over. So I snatched this up for them. And they also had a pan you could get, like a deep muffin pan. It's bigger than a regular sized muffin. Oh, Texas. Well, that's why. It's because it's from a Texas muffin pan. That's why it's huge. So those will be super good. It was interesting that they had that, so I grabbed that. And then they still had more toothpaste, so I grabbed another toothpaste. For the meats this week, I was able to grab a package of chorizo. I love chorizo. And then they had more bacon. So this is peppered bacon. Oh, yeah. So I got a pound of that. And then they had a ham shank, which goes great with beans. A good way to stretch them out. So I grabbed that. And it looks like the vacuum seal kind of broke on it. So I probably need to use this sooner rather than later. But that was it. Pretty good, nice haul.
Welcome to our channel. We got some pumpkins here to paint. Yes, yeah. And we're going to paint them all kinds of colors. You see that mine is a bit bigger than the boy. You see mine is a bit smaller than the boy, than the girl and the boy. Hi. So my pumpkin's medium and this bigger than the Betty's and my brother.
And what color are you gonna paint it?
I'm gonna paint the blue, red, and orange. I'm gonna paint mine all sorts of colors.
All sorts. Betty, what color are you gonna paint yours?
I'm gonna paint mine a rainbow. Welcome back to the channel. I will text you next time. Bye.
Bye. Now that you saw everything in my haul, I'm going to go ahead and whip up some dinner, you know, like I do. I decided I'm going to utilize that ham shank. Believe it or not, ham shanks go great with beans. That's right, we're doing a ham and bean dinner. This is something super cheap, super simple. Dry beans are super cheap and they go a lot further than canned beans. So I'm just gonna throw this in my Instapot. You know, Mama Bear don't got time for all that soaking and cooking on the stove and stuff. You could probably also do this in a crock pot. It would still take 9 hours or so. So let's throw this in my Instapot. Let's get close and I'll show you what we're doing. All right, first thing I'm going to do, slice up an onion. I have a bag of scraps here that I keep in my freezer. I put my onion tops in there. I got some carrot peels in here. Throw half of a squeezed lemon in there. Bell pepper cores. Pretty much anything that has some good flavor. That, like these onion skins have lots of flavor. Plus they have a beautiful color they add to making your own stock. For example, this chicken stock I'm going to be using in the beans. This is made homemade, and a lot of this golden color has to do with the onion peels. Alright, so I'm going to cut this small dice. So I like to put my hand on it, cut sideways. Use the lines in the onion kind of as guides as where to cut. Make sure you're doing the old claw so you don't nip a finger. This is going in my bag. Now, onion is totally optional. If you don't want to use the onion, you don't have to, just to cook a batch of beans. But I think it adds a lot of flavor. All right, so let's add the onion, and that's about all the prep work we have to do on this, guys. If you're one of those where you have your onion already cut up in the fridge, that would be great too. And then here's the ham shank. All right, we're gonna add in our ham shank. And then this is a pound of beans, which is usually one big bag, or it's 2.5 cups if you just measure it. And these are rinsed and sorted through because some beans can have like rocks and stuff in the bottom of them, so you want to rinse that through. And then if you just wanted to cook these beans without having it kind of like a soup, then you would just do like 4 cups of liquid. But I'm going to be making a soup, so I'm going to do about 7, so I'm going to fill this up like 3/4 of the way with water. All right, so 3 and 3.5 cups of water. And I think I'm going to throw some carrots in there too. I have a couple of pre-peeled carrots here that are just hanging out in my fridge. So we'll chop up 3, throw them in there. Here's all of our ingredients in there. So all I'm going to add now is some salt, some ground pepper, and then I have a couple of Korean chili flakes that I'm wanting to use up. They're not spicy like the red chili flakes, and that'll add a little pop of color. And then I'm going to put 1 bay leaf in there. All right, and that's all we're going to do for this soup. Close it up. Then we're going to pressure cook this for 35 minutes. And then we're going to let it natural release for 15. So I decided with our ham and beans, I'm going to be making some cornbread. So I got some Jiffy here. Got my cast iron skillet. I have some of this lard. Eventually I would like to get into rendering my own lard, but for now this will work. You want a good amount on the bottom of the pan, so I'm just going to use all this. Okay, so from here, this is going to go in a 400-degree oven to start melting. Okay, to mix this up, just gonna take 1 egg. Little shots, like 1/3 cup of milk. And then just 1 box of Jiffy. So you're just gonna mix that up. Oh, I need 2 things. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do 1 more box. Now you can always use sour cream too instead of milk. That's really good. Alright, this pan just came out of the oven. It's been in there, it's preheated and then was in there for probably 10 minutes beyond that. See, I got a good pool of lard in there, which is what you're looking for. Definitely glad I did the 2 boxes. That's what you want to see because that's what's going to make it start cooking already. All right, and then back in the oven for about 15 minutes. Let's open her up. Oh yeah, you can tell that's not golden brown. It looks like it's done, but it needs some more color. So let's do 5 more minutes. And she's done, folks. Oh, that looks fantastic. You can tell by the bottom. That's beautiful. And our cornbread is done. Check. So now we're just waiting on our beans. All right, our Instant Pot is done. So we're gonna release that pressure. All right, let's see how this turned out. Oh, those beans look done. Oh yeah. This ham. See, I'm gonna fish that out. All right, and that looks great. You can shred this ham. Still a little hot. So I'm gonna let this cool for a little bit and then I am going to shred that. But yeah, oh, that looks good. Let's give this broth a try. I'm glad I decided to throw those carrots in there. Oh my gosh, it's so good. I think the combination of the chicken stock with the ham bone made a big difference. All right, some more salt. Oh, that's it, guys. That's it. And that's what's for dinner, folks. This looks so good. This is such a classic meal, something cheap and easy. Now, even if you don't have that ham shank, this will still be just as tasty if you use some good broth. Oh. Well, fall's a coming and this is a great fall meal. And you guys, eat your beans. Oh yeah. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I'll catch you next time on Mama Baird's.